In today's video, we catch up with John from BlackJack Contracting, and he's going to walk us through in like crazy detail and depth everything that goes into quoting on a duplex conversion.
This is a proposal that I send to the customers. At the bottom here, we're going to have our contract subtotal, our HST, and the grand total. So obviously that's important, but what I'd really like to see on a contract, and you should demand on your contract, is your payment terms.
Yeah.
Now, so this is basically my job costing. This is the main hub here. So these are the invoices that I've sent out to customers. I know if things are overdue, what's not due, total. These are the bills I have to pay coming off of these things. I know if I got activities in the companies, what's going on, and I got calendars and stuff like that.
This is amazing. Like, yeah, you got to be in the 1% of contractors, I feel like, here, John.
What is up, YouTube? Matt McKeever here, and in today's video, we catch up with John from BlackJack Contracting, and he's going to walk us through in like crazy detail and depth everything that goes into quoting on a duplex conversion. So we're going to get really deep into the numbers. He's going to break it down for you step by step, as well as show you the exact programs and processes he uses to manage these projects on a day-to-day basis as a general contractor that's doing it for, multiple job sites at once. This is like absolutely amazing, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and let's jump into this video with John from BlackJack.
What is up, YouTube? Matt McKeever here, and we've got John back from BlackJack Contracting. Hey, John, how's it going?
Good, brother. How you doing?
Good. Well, you're back by popular demand, and I'm actually really excited for today's video because I know the fans that like this are going to absolutely love this. So we're going to be walking through like a real life quote today, right?
Yes, sir.
Awesome, man. So if you've got the screen share, let's pull it up and just kind of talk us through everything, because I know there's a lot of confusion. A lot of people are nervous and concerned and things like that. So,
absolutely. Yeah. So thanks for having me back, everybody. I'm just going to share my screen here. So I'm just going to keep the top part out because it's got some customer information. But basically, this is a proposal that I send to the customers, and it's going to be broken down by what we're actually doing in the phase. So I'm not going to go through every line, but I'll gladly share with anybody that asks for it. But so demo, disposal, and site cleanup. So except I have a spelling mistake, ignore that. Demo, disposal, including complete demo and all required work, bin fees for initial tear out, disposal fees for the remainder of the project, construction, cleaning, and all required disposals. So basically, when you're getting an estimate from a contractor, this is the line items are really, it's basically the scope of work that you're getting here. And this is the important part because this is going to allow you to compare to other contractors' quotes or make sure you're actually getting the required work that you are actually doing, because most fights, lawsuits, breakdown of the project breaks down in the scope of work, what was included and what was not working. That's where most of your problems are going to come to. So this is why you try to put as much detail as you can inside this scope of work. Obviously, it's impossible to describe every single situation.
Yeah.
You definitely want the bigger items. So as you can see right here, I go down. I do it kind of in the order that the project's going to happen. So obviously, the demo is going to happen first. The framing and structure is going to happen second. Your HVAC roughing is going to happen third, and so on and so on. It's about 22 steps to the whole thing. And so basically you want to make sure that you're describing in detail what's going to actually include in the price. So that, say you're going to get that second and third, you can compare side by side, including basic specs here, right? So I could just say install insulation in the outside walls. Well, what size of insulation, right? Because most guys would just put R14 in and there's a difference in price and quality. Now, this is all spec'd off a blueprint. Because this is a legal second suite contract. So we go through here, again, all things that are lined up here. Now this customer decided to add some extras to the contract at the end, so I highlighted them in blue with the additional cost that this put onto the contract. So once you gave them that option, if they decided not to go ahead with it, it could easily be deleted, but this guy decided to go with all these extras. So as you said before, all the line items here, to scroll through here, I think there's 22 of them in order of how they're going to happen. The reason why that was done is because now you can schedule it out that very same way. So as you said before, now this one's got a trace because we got some appliances that I'm going to include in this contract too. At the bottom here, we're going to have our contract subtotal, our HST, and the grand total. So obviously that's important, but what I'd really like to see on a contract, and you should demand on your contract, is your payment terms.
Yeah.
Now it broke up here because of where the page lined up, but this is the payment structure and schedule for the job. Now it's not based off any dates, it's based off milestones. Because, you know, you could put, okay, due in 2 weeks, but what if nothing got done in 2 weeks, right? So this is a very fair way of doing it to make sure a certain amount of work's getting done before you're getting another draw. So I like to have my draws relatively even distributions throughout the project to make sure that the cash flow's there. Because as we talked about on the last job site, the biggest killer to projects, especially for contractors, is a lack of cash flow. Even distribution, a relatively fair payment schedule, so you're not putting too much out, not putting too much in, and there's still meat on the bone throughout the entire project. And at the end of this is the actual legal terms. Now, this was just done by, obviously, a construction lawyer.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I read the whole thing, but the point of the matter is it should include, no matter what, some sort of legal language, because this has the warranty in it.
Yeah.
So, and this has, you know, what happens if a change order happens, what happens if a warranty claim happens, and it's all in this language, right? So if you just take that out and sign this, is it really a legal document? It's pushing it, right? So this one right here has, you know, this is just that standard overdue count, blah, blah, blah. And like this one has pets on site, kids on site, all that fun stuff. So it protects me. It protects them actually too, because it actually says, you know, you have, I believe it's 10 days in Ontario. You have 10 days to cancel this project after signing. That's the cooling off period, right? And it's all labeled in here. So you want to make sure that this has at least some legal language. And then obviously signature from the contractor, signature from, and the dates. So this is the proposal system I'm using right now. It works pretty well. It's digitally tracked, so the customer has a copy. Once they sign it, they get sent a copy. I get sent a copy. And really that makes it as fair as it's going to be, right? So I'm going to show your customers here. This is my system currently. It's called Notify. It's built for contractors, right? So I'm in a certain project here, and here's my summary, right? So I don't mind sharing these numbers with the Matt McKeever fans.
Appreciate
so this is my system, right? So this is our contract value, 102,000. This is pre-tax numbers, obviously. My budgeted cost on this project is 65,000 and change. So we'll have a projected profitability of 35%. So if we remember from the last video, we said we have a 23% break-even mark, and right now we have priced in for 11% net profit. So that's my goal for the whole project. And then, so basically this software obviously has the address and an address. Now this project is just beginning, so we don't have a lot of things in this thing. Once they have, you know, deposits against this number, these numbers change. And then, so we'll go over here. This is called plan and track. So this is where I'm going to see cost versus budget, right? So this is something that's great. So I know when I'm framing a structure, my budget is this amount and how much I've committed to date. So now, obviously, this is a great system here, and there's lots of great systems. With the concern with your contractors when they don't have any of these systems, now they could. A lot of guys will do this on spreadsheets and stuff like that, but it gets really mumbo jumbo real quick, and I'll show you why. In here, as you can tell here, every one of these line items I got right here, and including this, are all my active projects. So trying to do a spreadsheet for all of that is almost a nightmare, right? So this is basically my job costing. This is the main hub here. So these are the invoices that I've sent out to customers. I know if things are overdue, what's not due, total. These are the bills I have to pay coming off of these things. I know if I got activities in the companies, what's going on, and I got calendars and stuff like that.
This is amazing. Like, yeah, you got to be in the 1% of 1% of contractors, I feel like here, John. This is really slick.
Tell you the honest truth, we've tried system after system after system to get one that's right. This is the closest to right for us. There's some great ones out there, but they don't work great with Canadian companies. And then, you know, so this is scheduling, right? So now we can build out our job boards. I can allocate resources. I know what's going on this day. But when you're back, what's kind of cool is a lot of people, as we talked about timelines, everybody cares about timelines, right? So we're plan and track here now. So now if I switch up here and I go to view Gantt chart, so now I can build out your schedule for your job. So I'm going to say that's happening So it started yesterday. It's going on for 2 days. It submits, right? So now basically what I can do now is from this section, I can build out an entire
The
schedule
timelines. Yeah.
timeline for this project. And so that's just one of our systems. And then if you go in here, each customer gets this link right here. I send it to them, and now they can see their summary, their contract, any invoices that are outstanding, documents that I want them to see, and any logs that we enter. That project just started, so there's not a lot of info yet, but it gets the idea. So this is what we use as our system here. Obviously, all our numbers, because again, this is a numbers game, and this is just for the project, right? And so this is our typical mark that we're at right now, 35% gross profit. And as we said before, we're looking at about a 23% overhead expense. So we're looking to aim 10, 11% net profit. And if we do that, we're all happy campers. That's for sure. And the job gets done on time. You know, we have our project manager, and we have different systems here and all that stuff. Now, we can also get into much more complicated stuff like submittals and RFIs, but that's probably going to bore your audience.
Sure. And then, so I'm curious, John, is it easy for you to show us what like the customer's end looks like, or like what does their portal look like?
Yeah, actually, it was that one I was showing you there, but I'll show it to you again. And it's just this link right here. So that this is a web page, right? This is their portal. We used to have a system that was a little bit better for that, but we use two systems now. So basically when they click on that link, they can see where they're at, and you see the progress right here.
That's amazing.
We know we're at here. And then if they have invoices, they can always find their invoices so you don't lose them. I won't go into that just for financials. And then if we have any, like I put blueprints or something, it'll be in there.
Gotcha.
That's basically their portal. And then just for you guys' sake, so this is what we use also for the customers. This is called Company Cam, and I recommend this to anybody. It's not very expensive. Even if you're running a real estate investing business and you're hiring out, I put your contractors on this system. Excuse me. So I'll just take you into one of our jobs here. So this is one in Welland. And what happens if I click on that? I get every day the people are working there. I get updated photos of what's happened on that site that day. So I'll just go to yesterday. I can see that they're trimming the place out. I can see that it's mud repairs. They're putting all that stuff. And this is just showing you updates of what's happening every day. And so what that's going to do is I can easily, by clicking on this project here, and I just click this photo, this photo, this photo, and there's a button up here that I can't get to because of the cam. I just press share, and I can send them right to the customer. And then right here, you can see all the conversations.
I love that. Yeah.
What's happening on the site that day. And so I used to have a system that did this all in one, but it didn't work very well together. So we decided to go with this system. And this is very easy, even for the guys out in the field. And you can see all the projects have updated photos daily, and I can see what's going on. This is a really good system too, from me sitting in the office, not being out in the field, to catch mistakes or just if they forgot something. So at 5 o'clock every updates, I can see what got done, what needs to be done, and if there's any mistakes made, and catch them faster. So I really, really love this system. And, you know, I can add anybody as a guest user to each project. So as a customer, if you're one of those guys that want to see more fast, I could just put you as a guest user and you can see it in real time. So those are our two main customer systems right now.
Awesome. Yeah, I absolutely love that. That's such a slick process. That's by far the best sort of presentation and information gathering I've seen for like residential projects. That's really great, John. And one thing I just want to add for the audience at home as well. I just want to really applaud John for his willingness to be totally truthful and transparent with the numbers. And that to me really shows the confidence in what you bring to the table, right? Like that to me is what really separates it when someone's smoke and mirrors with their numbers, or how like, you know, like, oh, don't worry about what I'm at, It's like, no, like, you know what, like I'm in business. I need to make a profit, right? It's one of the first things we say when we sit down and we're looking at buying a house privately. Like, hey, if you've got an issue with me making money by buying your house, like this is not going to work. That's because like I'm in the business of making money.
Yeah, And it's not even about stacking your pocket, though. We all have dreams. We all want to make a good living for ourselves. As I said in the last video, if I don't make money, I can't come fix something if something breaks.
Yeah.
If I lose money on the project, try getting the contractor back to come fix a warranty mistake, right? Or be in business in a year when you need something else done or you need something serviced, right? So the contractors have to make money. Now, I'm not saying they should be gouging by any means. It should be fair for everybody involved, and and making sure that it's really about giving the most value for the dollar. It's one thing. I was in Miami last week, and one of the biggest takeaways I had from it is, perceived value has to exceed price, right?
Yep.
It has to exceed price. So you have to give them more than that. That contract was $102,000. I need to give them well more than $102,000 worth of value to make that money worth for them, right? Now, of course, we're in real estate. The numbers have to work for your deal too, right? But I mean, when you're choosing a contractor, you can find someone $10,000 less than me, I guarantee you. But are you going to get the same service out of it, right?
Yeah.
And that's what we're striving for all the time, is to give the best service for the dollar. So, and that's what, if you're looking for a contractor that have a long-term relationship, that's probably what you're looking for.
And keeping lines of communication open is absolutely critical. I think that's where a lot of business relationships fall apart, because there's just not clear communications. And like with the system and your tracking, and like, I love being able to see the comments every day, right? What's going on the job sites and stuff. That's right. That's such a reassurance, I think, from an investor's perspective, right? Just to be able to kind of quickly, you don't really need to bother anyone, but you can take a peek and see what's going on, see the percentage of progress towards the different projects as they've been broken out on our property. Yeah, I absolutely love it. So I think that there's something here that's really important for people to understand. Working with someone like John allows you to build a scalable business. And so oftentimes I see real estate investors chasing what I call like magic tricks. And so a magic trick is something you can pull off once or twice, but it actually takes a lot of setup. And something that's scalable is actually like what I think of this saying that the Navy SEALs have: slow is smooth and smooth is fast. And so like, when you've got the right systems, the right communication, we're able to move like smoothly, which actually makes us move faster. Where like a magic trick is like getting that $10 an hour guy to reinstall used vinyl plank or to install used laminate floors, right? And like, can you do it? Yeah. Could you maybe save some money this time? Yeah. Are you going to be able to do your next 10 units that way? Absolutely not, because it's a magic trick. It's not going to be able to be replicatable consistently. So I think it's really important for the people at home that are looking to be in the business of a real estate investor. We're not in the business of pulling off magic tricks and like, just like figuring out a way to pull it off this time. We actually want something where we can just buy it, bring in the right experts, have a plug and play system. That's how you actually scale a business from all this.
Yes, sir. And yeah. I think we're going to do that in the next video, the self-managing versus contracting thing. But scalable, like all the customers I work with that have scaled their businesses just got out of the way, and that's even in our own business, tried to do the same thing, right?
Yeah.
How much time do you have, right? Because as we said last time is more valuable than money. And if you want a self-manage your project, you have to dedicate almost a half a full-time job to do so. Now, what can you make more money doing, right? You could be doing money what you do, or managing someone lay down floors, right? So there's a reason why the word general comes into practice, not just subcontractors, and we'll go into that later. But it's an interesting game, and but I'm glad to share with you again. If you want to see any other process, there's obviously a lot more to it than just that. What I'll do for you guys next time is, it takes some time, is I'll record an actual making of an estimate, because
people will love that. Yeah,
that takes about 3-4 hours. We'll have to time lapse it, but
yeah, people will absolutely love that though. And I think that this was a great synopsis, John. So I really do appreciate you coming on the channel and just being this transparent with the numbers. I know 10 years ago when I got started, everything was just a black box of mystery, right? Where you have no idea what's going on. And even just seeing someone else's quote will now allow people to understand, like, what does a good quote look like versus a bad quote. So now when they get that napkin that has like a stain on it that has $100,000, now you guys know that there's actually good types of quotes out there, like what John's doing. So really appreciate it. There's a link in the video description down below for anyone that wants to reach out to John. So really do want to encourage you guys. You're still expanding the business. I know before we got on here, we were talking, you're up to like 20 heads now.
Yeah, 2021 or something. It's just silliness is what it all is. I did that. We were ordering some T-shirts the other day. And we're like, how many people work here? How the hell did that happen, right? So, but yeah, no, it's going well, and all your users keep bugging me to go to Windsor. I'm telling you, I'm working on it, but I don't want to screw it up, so I'm working.
Yeah, no, it's important to grow the right way when it
Yeah.
comes to these businesses. And I'm really glad to see you grow into London. But again, that you didn't just rush in blindly. You made sure you had the systems and processes in place so that you could find that right person, plug it in. So again, really appreciate it, John.
Okay.
If you guys enjoyed this video, smash the like button. Make sure you jump over to John's YouTube channel, because he's actually got his own YouTube channel where he's also sharing just more great tips and tricks if you're looking to do your renovation projects. So thanks, John.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks again to John for taking the time to shoot this video. If you guys got value from this video, smash that like button, hit subscribe if you're new to my channel. Make sure you jump over and check out John's channel as well. He's got his own YouTube channel where he's breaking down the exact process and some of the projects he's working on as a general contractor. Linked in the video description down below, and we'll see you guys in the next video.